Hello, everyone, and welcome to this delayed broadcast of What's the Topic? I am J Dub. I am your host once again tonight, and we have a pretty interesting topic. But before we do that, I would like to introduce our guest once again. The guest co-host here tonight is my brother LC. How's it going tonight, LC?
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
All right. Glad to have you back here for the live broadcast. Um, Also, back again, we have our other brother uh, joining us tonight. Uh, Razor, how's it going?
Going pretty good. Happy to be back.
Right, glad to have you back. Um, Last week, I believe our topic was dogs and cats, and the week before, I can't even remember what it was. I know we've talked about the Mandela effect. We've talked about dogs and cats.
Weather.
Weather, yeah, weather. So you never know what uh, what the topic's going to be. That's why you have to give a follow here, tune into the broadcast, and just see what we're discussing for the night. And we encourage chat interaction. Um, Give us your input, your thoughts about the topic we're discussing. Uh, who knows? You may have
Whew.
an idea that we may choose to discuss at a later date. But tonight, tonight, we're going to be talking about music. And we may have another arrival come in to uh, the
He's
live
trying. He's trying.
and we're trying to hold off just a little bit. We had some technical difficulties. That's why the late start tonight. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and kick the topic off tonight in music. And what we're going to discuss for our first topic is one band. No, not one band. I take it back. Type of music, style of music, your go to music that you listen to. And we're not looking for a list of, here's my first, here's my second, here's my third. Just right off the bat, off the top,
Golly.
type of music that is your go to listen to. And let's, I see LC over there shaking his head.
No,
Let's
I'm
go to
freaking.
Razor. Let's go
Damn,
to Razor.
y'all didn't. Damn, I got tired.
Yeah, you're good. It's good. Wake up, man. Wake up. But Razor, go to music uh, to listen to. What would it
Yeah.
be?
Well, I guess like if I get in vehicle, most of the time I'm listening to sports channels, on the radio. But when I want to listen to some music, it's probably going to be my go-to. Is probably going to be, I guess hard rock. I guess what you would call it, the newer rock. Kind of like Seven Dust, Kill Switch. I don't know if that's rock, heavy metal, whatever. But that genre of music, the Seven Dust, the Kill Switch Engage, Avenged Sevenfold. I know they're all kind of a little bit different, but yeah, that's something with a good drop D sound, some good lyrics, and some good vocals. Yeah, that would be my first choice to turn on anything.
Yeah, and that's that kind of brings up another subject that I want to get into it here in a minute. But let's hop over to LC real quick. that go-to music. Uh, you get in the truck, or you're sitting at home cleaning a house, or whatever it is that's going on. What's that go-to style of music?
Well, like Razor said, normally what's tuned in on my radio any given time is going to be Fox Sports Radio or our local station here out of Little Rock, the Buzz Sports, because they do a lot of sports talk. But if I'm gonna want to listen to some music, I'm hitting channel select number one in my stored memory. It's Turbo off XM. I like
Turbo.
kind of like the older. They play some more recent stuff, but it's more like throwback stuff. You get a lot of Metallica, Motley Crue. It's I don't know if it'd be more or less heavy metal's really what I'm at. I know like Motley Crue, AC/DC's not really considered heavy metal, but like Pantera, Metallica, Slayer, you know, Megadeth, shit like that. That's me. I like a good thumping drive, double bass drums. That's me.
And I guess if I would have to say, um, go to style of music, listening to, um, get in my truck. I go to Sirius XM. We're not sponsored by them, by the way. Um,
Maybe we
First
get them
channel I got programmed is Octane. It's kind of the
newer.
more
37.
current. Yeah,
That's
37 on Sirius. Yeah, exactly. Kind of the more
New age, newer groups.
newer groups, trying to make their way up the charts and whatnot. But if it had to be really, what do I get on YouTube and watch when I just want to rock out or whatever? It's probably going to be, agreeing with you guys, like the Seven Dust or the Shine Down, Metallica, which I would guess would be considered um, more. And I'm moving Womble to the live podcast here as he joins us now. Uh, more, you know, rocking type stuff, but
All
now
right.
we have Womble in here.
What's
You got
what's your go to throw down? Get you in a good upbeat. You know, hey, I'm liking this.
Probably Five Finger Death Punch.
Nice, nice,
okay.
nice.
Style of, I mean, and not
Shine
necessarily
Down.
a band, not necessarily a band, but that type of music.
Well, I mean, the mix of a little bit of heavy metal and rock. I mean, that's just. If I'm, I mean, I call them different seasons of music because, like, when it gets fall and we're out by a fucking campfire and we're chilling, I want some nice country, some old school shit, none of this new shit. But I like it all, really. I mean, I like all music, all types.
Yeah, and right now we're just picking our go-to type of music. What are you, just any given day, getting in your vehicle, that number one style of music?
Well, it's gonna be the heavy metalish right now. That's the genre I'm in.
Yeah, and yeah, and chat. What type of music is it that you all like? Your go-to music. Um, what do you like to listen to? Uh, Typically radio, Sirius. Now we got digital TV, digital radio, all
iHeart.
this stuff. Um, you know, what is that one go to?
All right, Gerbil. She said country and then classical.
country. Yeah, and that brings up one thing that jogged my memory here from earlier today. Now you have, let's go rock music. You have classic rock. You have acid rock, punk rock. You have rock and roll. You have progressive rock. Um, all these different types of rock music. And I got to thinking today, I do like some country music, but there's a difference from country music when I was growing up, um, what was being played, and there was a little transition, and now there's even more of a transition in country music. But why are there distinctions between country music of what uh, how
Era they came from.
Oh yeah,
yeah
country music
do
has
they have
totally changed.
labels? Yeah, do they have labels like rock music does?
Well,
um
it's like considered one is like new country, which is like the
Yeah.
Luke Bryan's,
Or you got punk
Eric,
country.
or yeah, which is like Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
So
But I mean, what? How far would you say classical goes back to? Like Merle Haggard? I mean, Hank Williams Sr.
yeah, and I would, those, that's what I would consider maybe old country, I
Yeah, it
guess.
had to
Not,
be.
I mean, not old in a sense that it's old and not good, but um,
well,
original
my
country
my
music.
my take on country is uh all right, like I said, you have rock and all this stuff, which I guess the forefront of rock would be what, like Elvis, the Beatles, and then you had like Led Zeppelin come along. You have like a lot of diversified rock that is, like you were saying, punk, progressive. But the country realm, in my opinion, is just kind of maybe three different types. You have like the old country, say like uh what's so right, Roy Clark, something like that that used to be on the freaking what's that
Hee
Nashville
haw,
Hee Haw.
hee haw.
Then you come along and you had like some like George Strait, and I would say maybe like Garth Brooks and Luke Bryan. That I think Garth Brooks really put the country realm as far as progressing to a different type when he come along, because he later in his album in his career he had kind of some diversified music. It kind of changed the tone of country in my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
Razor, country music. What is your thoughts on that? Are there different styles that should be labeled differently, or
Yeah, I think, there was, I don't know when it actually happened, but, back in the day, you had like Alan Jackson, Tracy Bird, them guys, George Strait, not that the music all sounded the same, but then it's all of a sudden like you flipped a switch and then you had like Jason Aldean, Justin Moore, guys like that who are
Yeah.
just
Luke
uh,
Combs?
yeah, a little bit heavier, maybe getting away from that acoustic sound is like, hey, well, let's try this. Let's put an electric sound into it, like, and if you listen to country these days, yeah, it's country, and there's some good songs, but I think it's evolved, and I think that's just what the people want now. I think it's to me, it's kind of like a mixture of rock and country. You hear some Jason
Yeah.
Aldean songs or Jason Aldean, however you want to say it. Some people say, "Oh, you're saying it wrong," but it's kind of progressed. Even like rock. Rock is kind of And I guess a lot of that has to do with technology these days. You know how it's just auto tune and all that. You know, and you now when you record, instead of doing recording, reel to reel, now you can do everything on a laptop. And you can fine tune everything because we've been to a studio, Clint. You have too. You know how you can just fine tune everything now. With the touch of a button, to where you know you had them big mixer boards. Now you got a laptop and a keyboard, to where okay, I adjust the mid range and this like that. And I think it's evolving, and then who's to say in 10 years from now, that it'll even rock and country will have a totally different sound than what it is these days. But yeah, like I like some of the newer country. I don't like some of it, but if I'm gonna listen to country, I'm going back to about the mid '90s, with Tracy Byrd, Watermelon Crawl, songs like that. That's to me, that's country.
What was the guy? Mark Chestnut, dude. I I loved his music he had.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I just paint you a picture real quick. My grandma owned this hotel in Pine Bluff, Arkansas called Admiral Bimbo Inn. And it was right next door to Bad
What was that?
Bob's.
Wait a minute. What was that?
Admiral Bimbo Inn. It's
Okay.
Admiral. But it was
Okay.
right next door to Bad Bob's. Uh, you had damn it, I can't even think of his name now. Oh my god, it just went. My mind went totally blank.
You talking about the dude from
He wrote
Louisiana?
a freaking song there. Uh,
Oh,
God, it's
that's
not
it.
Toby Keith.
Where's he from? Tracy Lawrence from Arkansas.
Well, it's Tracy. It's he looks like Tracy Lawrence.
Oh, you talking about
freaking
Donk Donk?
dude from
Yeah.
Louisiana?
Not Toby Keith.
No, he's from.
Oh, god dang! I worked with that dude.
Married
Honestly,
to Faith Hill.
Chattahoochee. What's his name?
Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson.
No, I didn't work with him.
Yeah,
wasn't him.
Alan Jackson stayed in
God, what's that
my
guy's
grandma's hotel and became good friends with my grandma after he even made it big. I can't remember the song he wrote there in her hotel. It was it wasn't Chattahoochee, but it was the one before that. I can't remember it. But then Tim McGraw came there before Tim McGraw was big.
That's the guy I was thinking of.
Tim McGraw. And but that to me that's country music.
Yeah.
Paint Me a Birmingham. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That and then when I dip off into old country, I'm talking about like George Jones, Merle Haggard,
Willie,
Hank Williams, Willie Nelson. That's to me is what my grandpa listened to. But I still like it. I mean, I'm not gonna not turn it off when it's playing. But the newer age country, there's a lot. It's like,
well,
I mean, y'all are all there when we watched Jamie Johnson and Willie Nelson. Not Willie Nelson, but Hank Williams.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jamie Johnson is by far one of my favorites.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's old school in a newer way. You know what I mean?
And he's been through that stuff like another old school country singer that I've always loved, Johnny Cash.
Oh God,
been
yes.
through some stuff.
Well,
and Jamie Johnson writes songs from his life experiences the way Johnny Cash did.
Yeah, Just Taking Color. I mean, that song is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that one there alone.
Well, to kind of touch on something that Scott was saying, that how, like, for instance, Jason Aldean, how he come on. That little band that I was in when y'all had New Day rolling pretty good. Me and Dane, we sat down one day. I mean, musicians, you listen to everything. You listen to everything. Like the freaking Jason Aldean. We were sitting there listening to him one day. It was My Kind of Party, and we were sitting there because it comes in with a freaking hard freaking guitar riff. We were sitting there thinking, it's like, you know what? how about we do like some drop D tuning on this, and let's take the song and progress it to like a heavy metal. And we worked on it, and what we come up with was pretty. I mean, you can do anything with music. You can take freaking, like I said, the Ring of Fire, and you can make it into the heaviest metal song ever, or you can make it to classical. I mean, music is so diversified. How you come across and whatever you take into your mind, it's like, let's do it like this, or
Yeah, and that's like the one dude that I'm subscribed to and watch on YouTube, Leo Mariccioli, I guess that's his name.
Oh, I was just
Um,
about to say it.
he takes he takes any song, doesn't matter what it is, and he makes it heavy.
Frog Leap
And
Studios.
they are so well done. I mean, just just the way that he does that, and not to mention the videos, but this Gerbil asked, "What instruments did you guys play um, when you were in school?" She played saxophone and bassoon. Um,
Drums.
Razor played drums. I played drums. Uh,
I played drums.
we all played drums. Um, but I can say that for me, LC and Razor, my brothers, we were very fortunate, very blessed that on my dad's, our dad's side of the family were very musically inclined. Everybody played multiple instruments, guitars, banjos, fiddles, stand up, bass, everything. And in fact, I'm going to share a little story real quick. 1976, every 2 years, my dad's side of the family had a family reunion. We always went someplace wild and crazy. Uh, we went to um, Branson, Missouri. That's where we went. We were all in a campground. We all stayed there. Um, 76, I was 10 years old.
I was
Um,
3.
every evening in the campground, all the family got together at typically our Uncle Bob's camper. He was had all the instruments. Everybody brought everything. We'd get out there, and all the aunts and uncles and everything were playing music in the campground and singing and carrying on. And there was one evening I remember they were all playing, all this going on. I'm a kid. I'm like, we're all not really paying attention, but I got to looking around. The entire campground was at my uncle's trailer while our family members were sitting there playing and singing old country stuff, old gospel stuff, old bluegrass stuff. And they ended one of the songs they were playing, and one older man asked, he was like, "Hey, um, what show are you guys playing at?" Now, this was 1976. There were two shows in Branson, Missouri. It was the Presleys and one other
Bald
one.
Knockers.
Bald Knockers.
Was it
Presleys
the
and Bald
originals?
Knockers. The two originals.
I do know that.
And my uncle said, "What do you mean?" And the guy said, well, apparently y'all are out here practicing because y'all are playing this weekend. And my uncle said, no, it's a family reunion. We're doing what we do. And man, I still get chill bumps over thinking about that. The amount of talent in our family there that was happening there. And it's matter of fact, our uncle Bob played at what was that place called in Bossier, Shreveport down there? The
Louisiana Hayride.
Louisiana Hayride. They were a regular band that played down there. But so that and our dad, getting back to what I was originally talking about, our dad was in my mind one of the best guitar players I ever heard. He had Dwayne Eddy albums. He had Roy Clark albums. He had
Oh
Porter Wagner
no,
albums.
he had that.
And
I remember he had that Roy Clark book, and in
yeah,
that book it had that fold out with all the chords. That's where I learned how to play guitar. I was like
yeah.
green,
But
green, purple, and I was probably 6 years old. Was starting to learn how to play guitar off that Roy Clark book.
same for me. And but
I
what
never,
Roy
I never
Clark
learned.
could do, our dad could do. Uh, Porter Wagner, all these guys, Chet Atkins, Dwayne Eddy. The first song I ever learned how to play on guitar was Under the Double Eagle by Dwayne Eddy, a old country instrumental. Um, and then he had an accident working on a car, and his fingers wouldn't move the way that they used to, and he couldn't play as as well that he could. But fortunate to be able to come from a family like that. So transition from drums to guitar and bass and other stuff. But kind of got sidetracked there. I just wanted to bring that little tidbit up. We discussed go to music. Um, how about um, different types of music that you listen to? Is there a type of music that is not typical to what you go to every day that you listen to, LC?
Well, yeah, I'm very diversified, man. Like I said, growing up through high school, like in the late '80s, '90s, freaking, you had Ice T, freaking Tupac. I mean, that was some things going down in my growing up time. I mean, yeah, I like rap. I ain't gonna. I like this past Super Bowl, the halftime show kicked ass in my opinion. That that was probably the best halftime show I've seen in forever. But I mean, like rock, say like Poison, that time of two, all about rock. Poison, they were bad, loved them. Metallica, uh, then you had Garth Brooks, George Strait. I mean, I am not one to just like say this is me, this is what I do, this is what I listen to. I mean, more or less, it's gonna be like Metallica or something like that. But uh, bluegrass, that's something that's probably something I'll dive into. Zydeco, living in Louisiana for 3 or 4 years, it grew on me. So I would say there's probably like one thing that I would just choose. I mean, I can listen to anything.
Wobble. Is there more than one type of music that you listen to, or one?
I mean, I'm pretty like Clint. I mean, I've never been just strictly one genre. I mean, I've listened. I like rap. There's a lot of rap songs I like. The old school rap, especially.
You damn right.
This new shit. They call it jibber jabber rap, whatever you want to call it. It's stupid in my opinion. I mean, but it's just if you sit here and you think about it, in our generations, when my parents heard my music come out, they're like, "What is this shit?" You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why are you listening to this shit? And I was just the other day riding with my girls, same different. Like, what is this shit? And then I turned like, no, we're gonna put Spotify on and we're gonna listen to 2000 Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're looking at me. Well, my daughter knows it, but the little one's like, "What is this?" You know, like no. But I've never been just. I listen to everything. I mean, I like all types of music. In every genre, there's shitty I can't even speak tonight.
Magicians.
Yes,
Musicians.
Magicians.
every genre there is, and every genre there's some badass people.
Yeah. Razor. Uh, different styles of music that you gravitate to.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty flexible. You know, like if I'm going on a long road trip, I may listen to some rock for a little bit, then I may listen to some NWA or something like that, and then I may skip over to to some newer country, or I'm like Clint, I may even like listen to some bluegrass because to me, as far as like music that is just soothing, man, you can't beat bluegrass. I mean, it's just the way the sounds all fit together. I mean, to me, that's some of the most relaxing music. But yeah, I mean, some of the older, gospel music, some of the newer gospel music. I mean, I don't think there's anything that I don't listen to. I mean, as far as I'm kind of like Mama Car, I guess I'm kind of out of tune as you get older. That some of the newer stuff comes out. You're like somebody said, "Oh, that's," you hear it. That's a good song, and you're like, "Well, who's that?" "Oh, that's so and so." Well, they must just come out. "Oh no, they got 3 or 4 albums out." So sometimes I get just stuck in a rut listening to what I focus on, and then when the newer stuff comes out, I'm like, "Well, I kind of like that." Katy Perry. I'm not gonna lie, I like Katy Perry. She got some good songs. I mean,
Christina Aguilera.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, songs like that. Justin Timberlake. He's got some good songs. I mean, I listen.
What's that one girl that's so hot now? Oh God,
Adele. God almighty, that girl could sing.
no, it's a
I
young
mean, it's
girl. Yeah, like that. Even Whitney Houston.
Well, I mean, like she's been out for a
Billie
little.
Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
heard
like,
her things, and
wow.
I'm like, who is that? I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't. I knew you see her, like on TV or something like that, but you don't hear her songs. And when you hear one of her songs, you're like, oh, that's okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. I mean,
And she writes her music too, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
awesome.
And she may be auto tuned, but I don't know. But that's a different story, But yeah, I mean, there's not much music that I won't listen to. If I don't like it, I'm just not going to listen to it. But
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to discourage me from music.
Yeah. Getting back to being in bands and stuff like that. Uh, Myself and Razor uh, have been in a band together before, and actually, we've written and produced music that's out there in the wide world of web. Um, it's rock.
It's on Spotify.
Not gonna lie,
You can check it out.
it's on Spotify, Google Play,
Free
everything
to listen to.
out there. But and I'm not sure if Womble's ever been in a position to be live on stage playing for somebody, but Womble has definitely helped us a lot in the bands that we have been in. But let's hop down real quick, Razor, uh, playing live. What is your thoughts or inputs on that?
To me, it's like a drug. I mean, it's like one of the best feelings in the world, especially, when you've written your own songs and you've practiced them, and then you go play them in a bar or wherever, and then you get a CD out, and then people kind of start listening to it, and they start learning your songs, and then you play it, and you see that they're singing along with you. Man, that's the best feeling in the world. I mean, it's like it's it takes you to another level, and then it makes you want to give even more. Whenever you're singing or playing guitar or anything like that, because it's like, hey, these people like what I'm doing, so I'm going to do it even more and put forth more of an effort, to make sure that I don't let them down. And it's like I said, it's almost like a drug. It just, playing some of the shows we played before, Jeff, it's like sometimes that's all you hear is the music, and you don't even focus on the crowd because you're so in sync and so in tune, with the other band members, that it's like you're in another world or whatever, and you don't realize that you're on the stage until that song finishes, and you're like, okay, let's do another one.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask that to ask this question. LC, best concert you have ever seen? And I know you've seen quite a few, but if you had to pick one to be at the top of the list, what would it be?
Can't be Metallica. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, it's all going to depend on a genre, to be honestly.
All right. Well, pick
Well, all
the
right.
genre.
I'll say
Pick a genre.
the best concert as far as best showmanship, Brad Paisley, Freeport, Louisiana, 2013, I think it was. 12, something like that. I mean, yes, but Metallica was fucking phenomenal. But as far as a show, I'd say Brad Paisley.
That's somebody that I've never seen, but I would love to see.
I mean, well, not to mention
Womp.
he walked within like 2 foot of me and got to, you know. But yeah,
Yeah, and you got to fist bump Robert Trujillo from
yeah,
Metallica too,
I
so
did that
that's
too.
pretty awesome.
I did that too.
But all right, that's your country pick. Womble, best concert.
I mean,
Pick a genre and
I, I,
what was the
I'll
best?
I'll stick in the kind of a country genre. Uh, Eric Church can put on a fucking concert, and by far one of the best concerts I've been to. And what's crazy about it, when you go to an Eric Church concert, you hear nothing but Eric Church. There is no people opening up, or I mean, he might have a special lady friend to come sing with him, but that's about it. It's all about Eric Church, and he's a really good dude. But by far, one of my favorite concerts is probably fucking Guns N' Roses, Megadeth, and
Oh,
somebody else. Whenever I was like 16, 17 years old at Riverfront in Little Rock, that was probably by far my favorite. Is really one of my first real ones to ever go to.
Make it be cool to see. Yeah.
Razor, rank your concert number one.
Probably, I've been to a lot of them. Probably my favorite one, and the one, of course, I get enjoyment out of all of them, but the one that when I left there, I was like, man, I wish they could have played another 5 hours. It's 1987 Journey in Memphis, Tennessee. And the way that their music sounds on a CD, cassette, album, or whatever, when you crank it up loud, the harmony, everything, that's the way it sounds live, just louder. I mean, it was just, seeing Steve Perry and Neil Schon, all that. And matter of fact, Randy Jackson, who used to be on American Idol, played bass for him. A lot of people may not know that. But that show
Yeah,
right
no,
there is yeah, is probably one of the, as far as just the sound and the music, it was just like a radio that was just turned up loud. And I mean, nowadays, a lot of these groups, they have like the backing vocals, and the guitar overlays, during a solo or whatever like that. But I mean, back then, they didn't do that. They just got up there and played, and man, I mean, it was. I don't even know who opened up for them, but it was awesome. But so I've seen a bunch of them in my life, and that, to me, that would probably be the best show I ever went to, and that's over Seven Dust, my favorite band.
yeah, and
They were
what
pretty
was
good
it?
too, though.
All of us went and saw the Seven Dust.
Seven
At
Dust,
the
Breaking
same
Benjamin,
house.
and
Shine down.
Shinedown.
Shine
That was
Down,
a damn good
Breaking
concert
Benjamin.
too.
That was awesome. If I had to say the best uh, concert, and man, I really gotta say Hank Williams Jr. at Rivers Fest. That was one of the best shows I have ever seen.
I could probably
As
add
far as
to that right there.
yeah, as a crowd interaction, um, the history, the showmanship, and all that. Um,
You talking about the last one we were all at, or before
yeah,
we got sober?
yeah, the last one that we were at before, unfortunately, Riverfest is no more. Uh, but man, that was unbelievable. Oh, and he was sober. Yeah, he was sober then
Oh yeah, yeah.
when he did it.
Well,
Um,
he
the Go ahead.
he come to the Mad Theater, and I think 17, which is in El Dorado, the little place down there.
Yeah,
And of course, you knew all the songs, but to see him, he played guitar, he played fiddle, he got on the piano. He is so musically
saxophone.
inclined.
He
I mean,
played. He
he
played
played
every
everything.
damn instrument.
I mean, yeah, I would put that up there in one of my top shows too. And to see an icon like him, Hank Williams Jr.
I will say this though, out of all the concerts I've been to, and I can't name them all, can't remember them all, I've never seen a country concert. Never have. Mine have all been rock or heavy metal. I mean, that's
Damn.
not saying that's by choice, but it's just I just never have. Now I've always wanted to go see, Jason Aldean or Kenny
Hell of a show.
Chesney or Brad Paisley or something like that. But I've just never been to a country concert.
I
Jason
thought you
Aldean
was
does
at
a great one.
the Jamie Johnson concert with Hank Williams Jr.
No, I left the night that day of. I went.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You were there. That's what it was. I couldn't
I
remember.
will say Jamie Johnson kicked ass too.
Hell yeah, that was
That
a damn good
that
concert.
that was badass.
And he's a
and
local guy.
yeah, I'm a rock guy, but Jamie Johnson and then Hank Jr. after that was phenomenal, unbelievable, in my opinion. And I'm a rock guy, you know. Breaking Benjamin, is, in my opinion, one of the most awesome live shows you will ever see. Um,
All right, well, let me add this. Scott said
Avenged,
it.
Avenged Sevenfold was unbelievable. I've seen Dawkins. I've seen Def Leppard in the round in your face. Uh, I've seen Tesla, Cinderella, Bon Jovi, and all that, but
Well,
Hank Jr.
Scott was
was
said he's never seen a rock concert. I went to see,
country.
I mean, yeah, country. Uh, what's it? The band Paisley. They opened up for Brad Paisley. Now what? Now it's band Perry. My bad, band Perry.
Yeah, yeah.
And let me tell you, them were brothers and sisters, three of them. Blow you away. Jason Aldean, if he ever rolls back around here close, check him out. He puts on a good show too.
Oh yeah, he's on one of my to-do list as far as concerts. Him and
Aldean.
call me
Yeah.
crazy, but I'd like to see Luke Bryan. You know, I mean,
All right, tell me, and see, I'm getting older. I don't know who sings what songs. What's a Aldean song?
My kind of
Dirt
party.
Road,
Dirt Road
yeah,
Anthem.
Dirt Road
Oh,
Anthem,
okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Tattoos on the
Okay.
Town.
Yep. As soon as you said that, my first thought went to Nate Avery.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which,
It's a good
all right,
buddy of ours.
well, Jay, that's how I learned who Brad Paisley was. A black guy of all things. Going to pick a coon dog up one night. I said, "Who is this?" Brad Paisley. I said, "You listen to country?" "Yeah, man, I listen to everything."
Hell yeah, he does. Yeah. That's okay. Let's bring this up. Do you think music crosses um, barriers, so to speak? Not trying to get into anything racial or anything like that, but do you think that music br- can bring people together, regardless of where they're from, nationality, race, or anything like that?
Well, I'll go first on that.
100%. Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead.
It can go like both ways. I mean, say like back in the '90s, NWA. But when they got popular, there was this one show. They said, "No, you're not gonna do this song about the cops." They was like, "Fuck it, yes we are." You know, but then music also has a way to bring people together. So I mean, it's kind of either or. Just depends on the situation. I would guess. That's my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think you remember maybe when MTV still played music. I guess maybe it was the late '80s, early '90s. When they were doing the Live Age. For the AIDS awareness and all that. I mean, how many
Oh yeah.
different types of bands that they had. And it was all for a one cause. Raise money for AIDS awareness. AIDS research and all that. And you had rap stars, you had rock groups, you had country, and it was all. And I forget how many people probably viewed it on television, but I forget how many was even at the concert itself. But I mean, yeah, I mean, music has a way of bringing people together. I mean, and it kind of has a way, to segregate people. I didn't watch the halftime show, but I read a lot about it. That some of the people like, oh, that's the worst halftime show ever, and some of them that was the best, So you have had that division there. I wish I would have seen. I was probably on the PlayStation that night, I
YouTube.
really didn't care about
This past
it.
year.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it has a way to bring together and take apart. I mean, it's the way because we're all human beings, all four of us, and even the people in the chat, you all have different likes and dislikes. So one of my sayings has always been, you're never going to please everybody, even if out of 100 people, 99 like the song. There may be one that don't like it. So you're just always going to have that division. But yes, in a way, it can bring people together.
Definitely. And well, let's delve into that topic just a little bit. What, and I'm kind of pausing and waiting for LC to get back here a minute, but is there a song, no matter how old or how new, that you guys think crosses all boundaries and you would think anybody would listen to? And I know that's, we had We Are the World and all this stuff, but do you think there's a song that, is there a song that anybody could turn it on, no matter who you are, and be like, man, that's a badass song. I like this. And one that comes to mind was the, which I thought it was cheesy, but the Run DMC Aerosmith Walk This Way thing. But everybody listened to it. Is there a song that you remember that as soon as you heard it, you're like, hey, everybody will like this song? Uh, Racer. I know I'm putting you on the spot real quick because
Yeah. Um, if I had to think of one that, as far as like different races of my age at the time, everybody was going around singing it or whatever, was what was it? Is it Whoop? There it is, or Whoop? There it is.
oh
The
yeah,
tag team.
whoop,
I mean,
There it
when that
is.
there it
song
is.
come out, I mean, it didn't matter if it was white, black, green, or red, or purple, or blue, or whatever. That everybody would sing that song, because it had that hook to it. And yeah, I mean, now some of the, of course, older people, probably like, man, that song's stupid or whatever. But yeah, as far as like the people around my age at that time, oh yeah, that was a big song. I mean, you had, I mean, white, black, whatever, it was like, that's a badass song. And they come back here a couple years ago and started, what is that, Geico or whatever, the commercial on it, and people like, hey, I remember that song. Of course, you're probably 20, 25 years older, but yeah. But yeah, I think that was a song.
No, it was Scoop. There it is. Scoop.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's what it was on the commercial.
yeah, yeah. Womble, can you think of one that you think covered um,
I mean,
everything?
what's crazy? Y'all gonna laugh at me, but in my years and my partying and growing up in Harmony Grove, Nickelback, the fucking, they're both. I mean, our school was always. It didn't matter what color you were. Everybody's welcome. We never had
Yeah,
that division as people would have, and I think majority of Nickelback was I mean, everybody listened to Nickelback back then. Uh, Pictures, photograph, whatever it was. Look at the photograph. That
yeah,
probably, I don't know, but you got there's so much. I mean, you got To the Windows, To the Walls.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a broad
Skate, skate,
span of,
skate.
yeah. I mean, there's just so many I can name because I'd be at parties and everybody'd be singing it. I mean, everybody's having a good time because and even when you went, I'd say when I went to Bookie's house, they'd play country music. You know what I mean? It's just like you'd have 50 CDs there, and they'd all be mixed CDs
Yeah, we're
with
from the South.
rap, rock, country. I mean, it was just it is what it is what it is. Good old days.
Yeah, Clint. What I brought up was
Yeah,
there a
yeah,
song you remember that crossed
yes.
all the barriers, that just didn't matter who you were, just brought it to everybody.
That's what I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm going back to like high school because that's would be the point in time where all this would. Uh, and it's probably it was a remake. I'm thinking, but probably Poison Talk Dirty to Me. I would. I mean, it's kind of hard to. God, I can't remember back that long. It's been so long ago.
I mean, that's another song. Pour some sugar on me. I mean, that everybody
Yeah.
knows that song. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just. I think it's where you live and who you're
Gangster's
around.
Paradise, Tootsie Roll, back at ass,
Yeah, see, I mean,
Crossroads, Drake
God, yes,
coming
okay,
in with the interaction there.
yeah,
Appreciate that, Drake.
all the above.
Yeah, exactly. Gangster's Paradise, man.
Wow, boy.
Dude,
Julio.
dude, what wasn't so, uh, who, who wasn't a fucking, which I wasn't a seventh grader, but running around singing that shit every time it came on.
Every
Uh,
time.
and back in the day, we didn't have Spotify, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have um, Sirius XM and all that. You didn't hear that shit till it came on the radio or somebody rolled up with a cassette tape of it. We'd get
Or
out
an
there,
eight
build a
track.
bonfire, and freaking, we done got somebody that was the senior bought us some beer,
Oh,
and
yeah. What Drake just put Ice Ice Baby. Yeah.
mhm,
Maybe got back.
Yeah.
yeah,
See, it's been
Give me
so
a
long, man.
three-step, give me a three-step. Yeah, I mean, it's
and
all. I mean, it's all
there's
music
another
genres.
one down there, Thunder Road.
Yeah.
Who didn't know that? LC, take it real quick.
Yeah, you kind of cut out there, but
Let me just take over real quick.
all right. Let's see. So, some songs that stick out in your head that made everybody come together. All right, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to everybody in 10th grade or 10th senior high school. What was your favorite group back in senior high school?
Hmm.
And we'll go to let's go to Wampa. Favorite group.
I wasn't in high school, but I was sixth grade at the skating rink, and it was Boys to Men. When you roller skating with your little girlfriend and you're moving mountains, you know what I mean? You're singing that shit to her, and you think you're gonna get your little wiener wet, and ain't nothing happening.
In the sixth
But
grade?
Boys to
Come
Men.
on now, goddamn.
That's all. I mean, that's all we had was a skating ring. Okay.
Lord.
I'll make love to you.
Exactly. Don't even know shit about that. But you damn better thought you did whenever you were telling her that.
All right, Scott. Favorite group in your school days? Favorite group?
Back in the day, that was probably back in them hair metal days, and it'd probably be a toss up between Rat or Motley Crue. I mean, because
Hell yeah.
Rat. Ooh.
that's all I listen to with hair metal. You know, I mean,
Lay it
I
down.
don't really consider Van Halen as hair metal, even though Eddie had long hair, because that was one thing that set Van Halen apart from the other guys. Is because, like, Poison, their first album when they come out, I was like, damn, who are these women? On the
Yeah.
album,
Yep.
like,
Yeah,
they were all into the big hair, and the makeup and all that. Motley Crue and Rat. Had
Glam metal.
yeah, but Van Halen they just got out there and kicked you in the face. I mean, but yeah, it would probably be any one of them handful. Dokken. I mean, Kicks. All them groups. That's all I listen to. That's that's all I knew.
All right,
I
well, see,
didn't listen to much country back then.
well, I'm 5 years behind you, and one group
What was the question?
I was not your favorite group back in high school.
Okay,
Which,
go ahead.
all right, you come home from leave. You were in Norfolk, Virginia, with the United States Navy, and we took mom and dad's Blazer out one night, and you had a cassette. You threw it in right when we pulled by the post office. Hey, I want you to listen to this, see what you think. It was Paradise City. I was like, who the heck is this? Guns N' Roses. This just come on the scene. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, so next day I went to Walmart when mother went to go get groceries and all this stuff. And yeah, I bought the thing myself. But Guns N' Roses, that was probably my group back in the day. They were, woo. Then they had that second album come out, was a little bit more. Oh, and another one was
Skid Row.
Yep, Skid Row.
Yeah.
So back in the day in high school,
Yeah, like a group that was your go-to group that you bought their albums, you bought their record. Well, back then could have been records,
yeah, or 8 tracks.
Yeah.
No, mine was Sticks, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
You talk about somebody bringing it. Sticks, me, Donnie Foster, Pat Foster, Scott. I know.
Yep.
Razor remembers. Sticks,
I remember that shit,
dude.
They were Paradise Theater. That was Snowblind.
No,
boy, good songs.
I'm talking about original Sticks, or AC/DC.
Oh yeah,
Highway to Hell. And yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Sticks or AC/DC back in my high school days.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my high school days, I told you my elementary days, but my high school days are probably going to be AC/DC and Metallica. Me and Pooh Bear, of all people, we burn a hole in an AC/DC CD. Back in Black, we burn a hole in that CD because it played in the damn CD player of his truck so much it burned a hole in it.
Yeah.
But that's what we showed up every morning to school listening to.
Back in Black.
With yeah, like cranking it on our big old subwoofers.
Well, I got a question for you guys. Okay, we're talking about what we like. What is one group? Say you're going down the road, listen to Sirius XM or the radio, whatever, and this group comes on, and you can't change it quick enough because you just don't like it at all, and you're like, I don't want to hear that shit. Is there anything that, as far as dislike, that you're like, I don't like that, turn it off?
Yep.
Go ahead, LC.
Tool.
I gotta think.
Because it seems like if you're listening to freaking Octane, it's like this way all the time. Octane to freaking Turbo. It's either Slipknot and Tool. I mean, yeah, Tool. I just can't get into that shit. Slipknot, they're badass, but
I mean, I think you don't like Tool is because you hear it so much on fucking Octane. I think
that's
where that's coming from.
It could be.
I got one.
I like a lot of Tool. I mean, I don't know.
Damn, I forgot the one I don't like. God damn it. Go ahead, Womble.
I'm trying to think.
Damn it.
Scott,
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
uh,
red hot chili peppers.
Oh,
You don't
fuck
like Red
that.
Hot Chili Peppers?
Get out of here.
No, no,
Oh my God!
Give it
What's
away,
wrong
give
with
it
y'all
away, give it
people?
away now.
Wait
Give it
now,
away, give it away.
no,
Shit.
no.
Californication?
God,
Fuck, that's a
I,
badass song,
I,
dude.
God, we. Oh,
I mean, I'm not saying they don't have good music.
Oh,
I'm
Drake said
just
System
saying
of a Down. All right.
I don't like. Well, yeah,
Oh, no, he said, oh, we moved on.
yeah, Simpsons ain't good.
ones we don't like. Yeah, yeah. Red hot chili peppers.
Oh,
I've
shit. I can deal with them.
them actually. If I had to
Or
say,
Green Day Dookie.
no, if I had to say that, um,
There you go, Drake.
probably worse than that is Anthrax because I like that heavy style of music, Metallica, uh, Megadeth, in all those realms. I just didn't. I just never got into Anthrax.
Why not? I don't. I know the name, but I can't. Think of the
Anthrax,
music.
they were a copy of Dave
Exactly.
Mustaine and James Hetfield. They tried to duplicate what Metallica did, which Dave Mustaine was Metallica. He took his own shit. God, that badass. And Anthrax tried to copy him, but
Yeah,
they couldn't do it,
and they couldn't do it.
in my
well,
opinion.
I'll give you mine, and this is not necessarily a group, but the song "I Love Rock and Roll." I heard that so much growing up that if that song comes on the radio, I will take my radio and throw it out the damn window. No, that's probably the. There's a couple songs, but that song right there, when it comes on, I'm not.
That's
I'm
Joan
changing.
Jett,
Yeah,
mate.
but a group
Joan-
though. It's got to
Well-
be a group.
Oh,
I
a group.
No.
Okay, well,
Nickelback.
I don't know if it's necessarily a group.
Nickelback.
Man, why is everybody giving Nickelback so much shit?
Yeah. That's another thing too. What I mean,
Yeah.
well, where are all these people that don't like Nickelback? Because everybody I talk to, they're like Nickelback's good, but like if you get online, on Facebook or whatever,
People
Yeah.
are
And they're
hating
backing
and
them, like-
memeing.
yeah,
They got some
it's
damn
like,
good music, I think.
Yes,
I mean,
they do.
Yeah.
If you go back in the day when everybody's partying and Nickelback came on, everybody there was singing the damn song.
yeah.
I just
so,
want
I
to
mean,
be a big
everybody
rock
hates
star. That's
I mean, I don't
badass
know where these
song.
people are that don't like them. I mean, everybody I know, likes them. And
Oh shit.
but yeah, I don't know. I'd have to probably think of a group that I really don't like. But yeah, that as far as I guess I would say Joan Jett. Because that's really the only song I know by her. So I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you a group I don't like because of a concert I saw would be Aerosmith because they were
Oh, you say that? That's one
dicks
I don't
on
like. Them.
stage. And yeah, when we watched them live, they came out. They kind of sucked at the beginning of the show. And by the third song, people were throwing their freaking beer cups and shit on stage. And Steven Tyler came out and said, I'm going to tell you what, right now, if you guys don't start respecting us and the music that we're trying to play for you guys, we're just going to leave. All of that. And he fucked up when he did that. I mean, they still played, but I was like, I
Yeah, that
never really
that
cared
would be
for
one,
Aerosmith
Aerosmith.
anyway. But
They sucked.
they just
yeah.
They sucked.
I'm
in my
not a
opinion.
big Aerosmith fan unless it's their older stuff. I'm talking about like Toys in the Attic stuff. I mean,
Man, that still sucked in my
I-
opinion.
it's
I
got to
think-
be
I
way
think
back,
what-
but I didn't like them.
I think Aerosmith, they were big in the 70s, had a big following, but they were kind of dying off. And if y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but what really kind of put them back in the public eye is when Run DMC and they remade
Yeah.
Walk This Way, because then there was a lot of people, oh, who's this new group, Aerosmith, a lot of people thought they've been around for years, and then
Yeah.
they kind of started building on that. But yeah, I'm not
I
big.
think, and
It
they were
wasn't
big.
Armageddon. The R&B
Yeah.
songs
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean they had some good songs, but in my opinion,
Per
as
album,
far as
they had maybe
Aerosmith
one
is
song.
concerned, I think they came off the coattails of the Rolling Stones, and that's what they were trying to be here.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know. I mean, I'm not
No.
denying the success they had, but my opinion, they couldn't pull it off.
But back in the 70s, Zeppelin. Zeppelin.
What about Rob Zombie? I
He's
like
got
all his.
he's got some good music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
He has some
what
good
was it
movies
before
too.
Rob Zombie? It was
White Zombie.
White Zombie.
He's got good movies too.
Or was it White Snake?
White Snake? No,
No,
that's
no.
one man I've never.
That's just an old rock band, right? That White Snake, right? That's like I
Yeah.
think my dad liked White Snake. I couldn't really.
No, that was David
David.
Copperfield, I think.
Yeah.
He was. I can't
Fast Mike
remember.
goes to the videos though. Back when you had
Yeah.
music videos.
Yeah, Tiffany Catan or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she died a couple of years ago too.
yeah.
Think she could die of a snake bite. I don't know.
How ironic.
Yeah.
I got another question. If you, there's been a lot of musicians who's died. If you could wish one of those musicians back, who would it be? LC.
Eddie.
That's a good one.
Eddie Van Halen.
Ultimate musician.
He really set the bar, as far as what he did for the guitar world, and then like all through the mid '80s, the hair metal bands, if you, just about every group, had somebody that was going to try to be the next Eddie, and play, the finger tapping and all that, and kind of emulate, or imitate, what he did, But if mine would probably be Randy Rhoads, because he was young, he was great, he was awesome, and it's just tragic, and it's just kind of makes you think, if he was still alive, how far he would have progressed by now. Would he have been the next bigger than Eddie Van Halen? I mean, I don't know, but I mean, it's he was a good one that was lost, way too young. I mean, because even Ozzy today, speaks highly of him, and kind of gets sad, when it's brought up,
Womble, musician that's passed away.
I mean,
Any genre.
yeah, I know. I'm just. I don't know, Coco Ring or Nirvana.
Oh,
I mean,
Kurt Cobain. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I loved his shit. I mean, that's in my years of growing up. I mean,
Yeah.
Rico had two good ones: Michael Jackson or Prince.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Man, yeah. Prince, dude.
Aaliyah, that shit.
Prince would be awesome to bring back.
I would take Prince over Michael Jackson.
And that's why
Yeah,
the
oh,
Drake
yeah.
just said Aaliyah.
Yeah. Yeah. Prince, dude. Would be awesome. If I had to pick, damn, who would it be? I don't know. Maybe Jimi Hendrix, because that guy set the bar. He set a hell of a bar. The dude, the only guitarist I know that did not have a guitar tech. He did not care if his guitar was in tune. He learned the tuning of his guitar while he was playing. And me being a guitar player, my brother LC being a guitar player, knows how hard it is to play your guitar when it's out of tune. He just got up there and played it. He didn't care what the tuning of the strings was. He figured it out and did it.
And he
So
played
I
a
would,
standard guitar backwards.
yeah, strung upside down. He played left-handed with a right-handed guitar strung upside down, and he didn't care if it was in tune or not. So I would probably say Jimi Hendrix.
I
Oh, and Drake. Oh, interesting.
we might be on another topic for next week.
Interesting there. Yeah, I appreciate that. That may be our next topic for next week. Comedians that somebody make note of that. All right. Before we get done here, we're going to build an ultimate band. But what we're going to do, and we're going to revisit the music topic in future episodes. However, tonight we're going to build an ultimate band. You have to pick a drummer for your band. You have to pick a bass player, at least one guitar player, and a singer. But we're going to choose them from people that have passed away. And those, some of them may seem a little hard to figure out or pick out, but we're going to start with our drummer, someone that's passed away, to play the drums for your ultimate band. And we're going to go down
Or
to
how about we do it this way? There's 4 of us here.
Oh,
Cause
okay.
I mean, well, listen. Each person pick a instrument
Different.
to play.
Okay.
Because I mean, I can't think of a drummer that's, you know, I can think of a
Yeah.
guitar player and a bass player and a singer, but you know, maybe do it that way.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'll work.
I'll pick a drummer.
I'll pick a singer.
Womble, guitar player. We'll let LC pick a bass player for this ultimate band.
Then we'll come back around, let somebody pick a rhythm player or something like that.
Yeah, and then this will let all of us think about this. A drummer,
Yeah, I only know of 2.
I'm going to say, well, I know a few. And the first one I would pick would be Greg Billingsley, who never played in the band, but was one of the most awesome drummers I ever got to interact with. But it would be a toss up for me, a passed away drummer, between Taylor Hawkins and Neil Peart. But if I had to pick a drummer, and no disrespect at all to Taylor Hawkins, rest in peace, brother, I would have to say Neil Peart to be the drummer for the band.
He was a good one.
Um,
Yeah, he was.
so,
I mean, y'all gonna be lost. I'm lost already. So I
well,
told y'all.
you're going to pick a guitar player
All right,
that
Jimi Hendrix.
could
There
play.
we go. Bam.
Okay. All right. We've got Neil Peart and Jimi Hendrix in this
Okay.
band. Clint, LC. We need a bass player.
Cliff Burton.
Cliff Burton. Yeah. Damn. We making a super band here.
Okay, going by what drummer
Razor.
got, and the guitar player kind of more like a bluesy, rockish kind of sound, and then Cliff Burton's going to pep it up a little bit with a little bit of heavy metal. Man, if you had them three together, I would love to hear Kurt Cobain sing with that ensemble right there. Either him or Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. Because I mean, just that raspy voice that they had, man, that would each one of them would complement each other. You know what I mean? Imagine that rhythm section of Cliff Burton and Neil Peart.
I wonder if there's a way to get like a computer program of that mixing stuff like you got, Jeff, where we could put something like this together. Whoa, man, that would be so fucking awesome.
Would that? Yeah. Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury singing, that would be good.
But yeah, Lane Staley, dude, that would be awesome.
What would be the actual sound of it? I mean, would it be a more I don't know which way it would really lean to. I mean, it wouldn't be heavy metal, even though you got Cliff Burton in there. But man, just imagine the groove that he could throw down. But I mean, it would be
it'd be a rock with a progressive bass.
It would be a good sound.
Think of Orion going in there, and all this stuff, and then like the Purple Haze.
Yeah, how would you get all that together, and who would be like, all right, here's what we're gonna do, because Neil Peart's he's gonna write the lyrics. I mean, he wrote all the lyrics for Rush, so he's like, here's the words, here's the song, you guys do what you do. And so who would be like the lead for that?
Well, look at it like this though. Could you imagine all of them doing the song Rooster, or all of them doing the song
Tom Sawyer,
or Tom Sawyer? Man, that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. And not to take anything away from Alex Lifeson, who is a badass guitarist in his own right. Geddy Lee. But
I couldn't pick him because he's still living. That motherfucker can kill a goddamn bass, boy.
What would that song be like?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like.
Is there a way we can make that happen with computer editing and stuff?
Well, I'm sure you can, because you see how these people cross over a rock and a country song, or a country and a rap song. You know how they got the beat and then they throw the lyrics on top. Yeah, it could be done.
Oh,
It would take
man.
a lot of work, a lot of
Yeah.
research to find the right songs to do it. But yeah, it could be done.
All right, let's flip this around. Um, living musicians.
I'm gonna write that. The past. That's something I'm gonna look into.
Yeah. Living musicians. Any musician alive today. Uh, everybody want their same instruments, or y'all want to mix them up?
Let me take guitar player.
All right. You get guitar. Womble, what musician?
I'll take drums.
You're taking drums, Clint, LC,
Singer.
singer, and I'll take bass player.
And y'all might have to help me with the name, but y'all probably know who it is.
Okay. All right. What do you have, Razor?
Guitar player.
Okay.
Mr.
Who had
Senate.
drums? Who had
Oh.
drums?
I did.
Okay. All right. Womble. Lay us a beat.
Oh, I can't think of the name, but Slipknot's drummer.
Oh, Jorgensen used to
well,
be their drummer.
He passed away though.
He passed away.
The
But-
real one. You know who I'm talking? Well, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a few months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Shit. Well, damn.
Okay. Let's hop up to LC who has.
we could still use him though.
Yeah, we could use him.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Well,
We'll use him. That'll be a pass. Cause he is badass. Yeah.
Me, singer. I can't.
Singer.
Shit. It's Queensryche. It's not. Michael Wilson. That's the guitar player.
Jeff Tate.
Jeff Tate.
Yep. Yeah. That motherfucker can sing his ass off, boy. That's the singer,
All right. So
and he's still living
uh
because they're touring right now. By the way,
Razor, guitar player.
He's more or less a lead, so somebody will probably have to throw in a rhythm guitar player with him if you wanted to, but I'd have to go with Mr. Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold.
all right, I got a lead. I mean a rhythm, which he's a lead
Well-
guitar player too, but he can play lead. I've watched him on with BB King.
And I come up with the singer.
Nope, I got the singer. You got bass player.
Oh, bass player. Oh shit. Um. Gotta be. Trill. Robert Trill
I figured you'd go with
from
that.
Metallica. Yeah, I was thinking Geddy Lee, but no, he doesn't fit this band. And you said rhythm player, LC? Who?
Slash
Yeah.
and play rhythm.
Oh yeah, Slash and Sinister Gates together.
I would
Man.
say him or freaking Zach Wild.
I would throw a backup singer to sing a couple songs during the set. Miles Kennedy from Alter Bridge.
Exactly. Yeah.
All because I said Slash.
No, I just
No,
thought of him.
dude.
If I had pick singer, that's who I would have picked, Miles Kennedy, because man,
I'll
he's
tell
got
you, Miles Kennedy, man, with Slash, dude, they've got some great. Oh God, great sounds, great sounds.
Oh yeah,
When I was in the Navy, stationed in Hawaii, I was in a little band, and our singer's name was Stephen Taft. And every time I see Miles Kennedy and hear him sing and actually see his face, um, reminds me of him. And I'm almost thinking Stephen Taft is Miles Kennedy because that's the way he sang. He looks just like the dude. And I'm like, there's no way. No way. Couldn't be. But yeah.
I think we got a couple awesome fucking bands built.
Yeah.
yeah.
And who knows what kind of music they would make.
Especially the deceased ones, man. I'd love to hear that put together.
Yeah. All right. Anything else with the music that the chat would like to send to us or future topics? Anything to talk about?
Well, we got one already, thanks to Drake. So
Yeah, appreciate that, Drake, man. That is awesome. Thank you for that interaction there. Um, next week, uh, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, barring any technical difficulties like we had tonight. We will be live again with our next topic. If you have not followed our channel here, give it a follow. I will post an upload of an edited version on YouTube. I know I haven't got episode 3 out from last week. What did we talk about? Weather? No,
weather was last
Dogs
week.
and cats.
dogs and cats.
Weather was last week, or week
No,
before.
dog.
No,
That's
it was
right.
dogs and
No,
cats.
dogs and cats was last week.
Shit, these things run
Anything,
together.
anything could be discussed. I will get a
Food. We talk about
episode
food.
3 up tomorrow night on the YouTube at JW Spells 01. Give a follow here. If you have not given a follow, follow JW Spells 01 on Twitter to know when we go live. Come back, interact. We want the chat interaction here. Get all of you guys involved. Give us ideas about things to talk about. We talk about random things. It doesn't matter what vehicle is the best make,
Ford.
or whatever.
My bad.
What kind of tent is the best tent to sleep in? It doesn't matter. Give us ideas. We're going to talk about everything for an hour or so, and look forward to having all you guys interaction here. But I am JW. I bring you this every week on Twitch. I have one of my brothers here, LC. And Drake says he pinches a tent every morning. All right.
Spells.
There you
Hey,
go.
Clint, thank you for
This is a
thank you for the
mature
sub,
stream,
man.
by
Really
the way.
appreciate that.
You'll see drinking, smoking, and here's some cussing. By gosh damn it. But LC, appreciate you hopping back in here with the co-hosting.
Yeah, I'll be here next week, but week after I'll be MIA, so have to get one of these regulars that's been stepping in with us to fill in for my spot. So glad to have everybody out tonight.
We also have Womble down here. We good thing for the technical difficulties gave him time to hop in here. Glad to have you again, Womble.
Me too, brothers. It's always a fun time to be able to come chill and hang out with y'all and talk about random stuff. And I'm glad to be here and glad to be doing it. Ready for next week.
All right. And another returning co-host down here with us, one of our guests that we've had quite a few times here, and I'm glad to have you back, Razor.
Glad to be here. Like I said, if I keep doing this, you're going to have to put me on the payroll. But I'm always happy to be here.
All right, sounds good. As soon as we start making money, we'll divvy the checks out.
Yeah, we got to make money first, though.
That's right. But we appreciate everybody stopping by and showing up in here. And be sure to stop by again next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will bring you another random topic. Who knows what we're going to talk about? That's one thing we do. We don't let you know what's going on, what we're talking about. So be sure to stop by and give us an idea of what you would like to hear us talk about and discuss. So once again, I'm J Dub for LC, Razor, and Womble. We thank you all for stopping by, and we will catch all of you next week.
Deuces.
Later.
Later.